Here we have AP calculus BC problem. Okay, let's go to the question. If limit x approaches 1 f of x equals to 2 and limit x approaches 1 g of x equals to -1, then limit x approaches 1 x negative f of x over g of x whole square positive 1. Okay, so from the given the results of two limits, we have to evaluate the limit we have over here. Okay, now let me take this limit as it is. That is limit x approaches 1 x negative f of x over g of x a whole square. Let me write it positive 1. Okay, here we take limit x approaches 1 for this stuff. So whenever we take a limit for a rational function, what we can do is we can distribute the limit for numerator and denominator. Then I'm getting limit x approaches 1 x negative f of x. Let me write it. And in denominator we have limit x approaches 1 g of x a whole square. Let me write it positive 1. Okay, in my next step, what I can do is here we have subtraction of two terms. So when we take a limit for addition or subtraction of two or more terms, what we can do is we can distribute the limit each term. So that is a limit x approaches 1 can be distributed for this x and this f of x. Then I'm getting limit x approaches 1 x negative limit x approaches 1 f of x. The same thing I can do in denominator. Let me write it over here. Then I'm getting limit x approaches 1 g of x the whole square positive limit x approaches 1. We just have the constant 1 over here. Okay, let me continue over here. Okay, now what I can do is I can plug in this limit 1 for x over here. When I do so, I'm just getting 1 negative, and we have value for this limit, that is limit x approaches 1 f of x. We have result for this one, it's 2. So we can plug in 2 for this one. Then I'm getting 1 negative 2 divided by, so here we have g of x is squared, and for this one we have limit x approaches 1. Okay, whenever some stuff is squared and we have limit, what we can do is we can take this limit only for this particular stuff, and whatever result we are getting for the limit, that can be squared. That is, this exponent can be taken for the result of the limit. Then I'm getting a limit x approaches 1 g of x. I'm taking this limit only for this g of x, and for this result we can take the exponent to what we have for g of x over here. Positive. Here we are taking limit for a constant. So here if there is any x, we can plug in this limit 1 for x, but we don't find any x over here, we just have a constant. Whenever we apply limit for a particular constant, the evaluation of this limit is the same constant what we have over here. So the result of this limit is just 1. Okay, here in numerator 1 negative 2 is just negative 1 divided by, and we have value for this one, that is limit x approaches 1 g of x, its value is negative 1. So we can plug in negative 1 for this one. Then I'm getting negative 1. Since we have exponent 2 over here, the same should be taken over here, positive 1. Then I'm getting negative 1 over, so the evaluation of negative 1 square is just 1, that is 1 positive 1. So finally I'm getting negative 1 over 2. Okay, I have evaluated the given limit over here. Its evaluation is negative 1 over 2. I find negative 1 over 2 in answer choice B. The correct answer choice for this question is B.